What is going on, pimps? Welcome back. I just wanted to say that this is a huge video for me to put out. I have to express so much thanks to the individual that helped me so much. We're going to talk about that a lot in today's video. Basically, the last 2 months almost, my bike has been completely out of commission. And I'm going to go into full detail on what happened, how it happened, what they had to do to fix it, and how I am roadworthy now. Let's cut to the clip of me getting the bike from the shop, and then after that, we are going to discuss what actually happened.
Oh my freaking gosh, guys. We just picked up the bike from Edwards Cycle Works. What an absolute G. I'll explain the story more another time, but as of right now, we're just gonna ride. It's been a minute since we rode, so we're actually just gonna stay safe and just ride. Maybe we'll talk a little bit on the ride home. They parked the bike in a tight spot. Oh man, it's been so long since we rode. Oh man, the bike sounds amazing, dude. I'm so excited.
So, as you can see, I was very excited to pick up the bike. My boy over at Edwards Cycle Works hooked me up. I can't even be making this video right now without him. And I was very worried that I wasn't going to be able to make motorcycle content probably for the rest of the year, if not all of next year, because I would not have had the money to fix or buy a new bike. I'm going to insert a clip of me stranded on the side of the highway. That way you can see what happened, and I will explain more once you guys are done seeing these videos, because even though it doesn't look crazy, it was a little scary. Hello everybody, we're currently on the side of the highway, looking down. Right there, I'll insert another clip where you can see it. Yeah, this is not ideal at all. So, you might be asking, Vic, what happened? Well, I'm going to insert a clip to show you exactly what broke, and then I'll go into further detail after that. So, as you can see, it does not look bad at all in the video. Let me explain into further detail. Because, as you can see, where the belt attaches to on the rear wheel completely sheared off. It sheared off of the wheel and the swing arm, which caused so much damage. And I'm going to explain in this video what the process looked like of getting it fixed and how I'm able to be riding today and showing you this video and sharing with you guys what actually happened. So to start off with a little backstory, I was at my parents' house eating dinner with them, and I'm on my way home. I'm on the highway, as you can see in that clip. I am going about 75 in the fast lane, and I completely lose power to my rear wheel. I aggressively start slowing down without me using the brakes or any engine braking. So the first thought in my mind is, oh wow, I have a flat tire. So I turn around, I can see if I turn my head, if my tire's flat, my tire's not flat. I then think it's my engine. So I start running through a checklist in my head. Is the engine still idling? Do I still have power? So I pulled in the clutch, twisted the throttle to see if I still had some power. I did. So what I had to do is try to work my way over to the right shoulder so I can get out of the fast lane, because now semis and vehicles are just whizzing past me. So I'm throwing my hands in the air, trying to get the semi to let me over, so that way I don't come to a completely dead stop and I have to push my bike while cars and trucks are whizzing past me. So I finally come to a stop, and I'm just sitting on the bike. The bike is still idling, so I know I'm not having engine problems. I twist the throttle a couple times, give it some juice, and it revs up perfectly fine. So at this point, I completely get off the motorcycle. I haven't killed the engine yet. I just start walking in circles around the bike while at the same time trying to not get hit by a semi. I'm pushing on things, pushing on my tires to make sure my tires aren't flat. I'm revving the engine at this point, seeing if it's still an engine problem or if it was a weird thing that just happened and I can just get back on the bike and go. So I get back on the bike, I'm sitting on the bike, I'm still idling, I'm looking at traffic, waiting for a time to get back into the slow lane and work myself back up to cruising speed. But as I'm sitting on the bike, I'm still trying to figure out what happened and why I have absolutely no power. So as I'm sitting there on the bike, it's still idling. I look down at my belt because my bike is belt driven and not chained like most sports bikes. So I start pushing on my belt and I realize that there's a little bit of slack, but nothing out of the ordinary. It shouldn't be super tight. Otherwise, you could completely snap the belt off of your bike. So I get back off the bike and I start inspecting the belt more. And that's when you can see in the clip that I showed previously that I had found that where the belt attaches to the rear wheel had completely sheared off of the rear wheel and the swing arm. So at this point, I've realized that there is no way that I'm getting my bike off the side of the highway because I will have absolutely no power coming from the gearbox into the rear wheel. It would just sit there and spin and cause more damage. And you guys can kind of see in the clip where it completely sheared the metal on the wheel and was just free spinning. And I realized that a lot of damage has already been done. Even though you can't tell, a ton of damage has been done. So at this point, I'm trying to call as many people that I know that has a truck and a motorcycle trailer, so that way I can get the 5 miles to the nearest motorcycle shop, which happened to be Edward Cycle Works, the guy I take my bike to for everything. And at this point, I call my dad. He lives in town. He was able to get his truck in the neighbor's motorcycle trailer because I currently do not have a motorcycle trailer. So I'm stranded on the side of the highway for about an hour until he can come and get me, and trucks are whizzing by. And there was some nice people that stopped by. A couple other motorcycle riders just made sure that I was okay because the bike community is just so great. So fast forward, I get the bike on the trailer, I get it to the shop, and about 2 weeks later, I get a call from Edward Cycle Works, and he is explaining to me everything that has happened to the bike, how it happened, what happened, and the overall cost it's going to be to fix it. After about a 20-minute phone call, he's talking to me, and a little backstory about my bike that I haven't shared with anyone is I got this bike last year from someone who had only put about 500 miles on it and just had the bike. He was older, had kids. I won't explain where I got it from, but he bought it from another individual. So I am the third owner of this motorcycle. And this bike was originally donated to the Wheels for Warriors Foundation. I will show a picture. Their link will also be in the description. But basically, they receive motorcycles or buy motorcycles, fix them up, get them street ready, and they donate them to veterans. And so the first owner of this bike was a veteran. The second owner of this bike was a veteran. And obviously you guys can see I'm in uniform in this video. I am also active duty. I have been in long enough to receive that veteran name. And so this bike has stayed in the military community its whole life. And so this bike is very, very special to me. That's why I make videos about it. There's another video of me explaining how it is a one-of-one motorcycle Edwards is talking to me on the phone, and he told me that he reached out to the Wheels for Warriors Foundation and kind of explained to them what happened and how I now have the bike. And he's telling me that the Wheels for Warriors Foundation is willing to donate the parts that is required to get my motorcycle back on the road. So what ended up happening is the Wheels for Warriors Foundation donated these parts to Edwards, and he was able to install them onto the bike. But first we had to send it to a powder coat company to color match to my bike, because my bike, as you can tell, it's the 8-ball edition. It is completely blacked out. So we had to pay to have someone powder coat it. And I am so thankful to the Wheels for Warriors Foundation for hooking me up for the parts to get my bike back on the road, because they no longer manufacture Victory parts, and it was going to be so expensive, in the thousands of dollars of buying parts or swapping out old parts from other motorcycles and trying to get this to work. So what I ended up doing is sending them a donation of the amount that it was going to cost to fix my bike, because even though I am so grateful, I am thankfully in the position right now to be able to give back, and I want that money to go towards someone who really needs it, maybe a wounded vet or someone with PTSD, where they could help someone else that really needs it and wants to be able to get their first bike and get on the road. So the only thing that I'm going to ask from everyone is, you don't have to make a donation. I understand that everyone cannot make a donation, but I'm going to link the Wheels for Warriors Foundation in the bio of this video. If you could just click it, check it out. If it's possible at all, anything helps. Please help out our veteran community for everything that they have done, because I know that I'm going to try to donate to them as much as possible, because they are genuinely good people. It is a small nonprofit that is just wanting to help the veterans of our community. Again, thank you so much, Edwards Cycle Works, and thank you so much, the Wheels for Warriors Foundation. Like I said a few times, both of those links are going to be in the description of this video, because if it wasn't for those two, I would not be able to still make motorcycle content and pursue my goals of making motorcycle content once I get out of the military. I know this was a different paced video. It wasn't me exploring. It wasn't me doing really anything. It was just me talking with you guys. But again, thank you so much. And check out the channel if you're wanting to support a kid from a small town that is just trying to have fun doing what he loves. Watch all the other videos, subscribe to the channel, like this video, check out the shorts. Much love to everyone. Peace.